Hello, welcome to day 17 of 100 days challenge of web development. And today I'm so excited, so happy that we have reached this far. We're going to look today mostly about display and positioning, how we can position things within the page, but also how can we control the way our content are displayed within the page. So without further talking, let's go to the code because interesting. So I'm having already a page here, which is empty and ready to receive. So we have our HTML5, we have our good, and we're going to keep the same style of header, footer, and body main. We have div main, body, div, set footer. So we have those. We have those three segments. I'm trying to make sure that we are good. And on the header, I'll use ordered list, an ordered list, whatever we use, it will work. You have list, have a list, a. Okay, so I have list service, about, contact. All right. Good. I have my menu ready, so I'll go back to the body part and I'll say good. I have my key things that I want, which I'll move down here. All of good. So far so good. I have my top part, which will be having H1. Welcome to the One Inc. This is one of the company which is dealing with technology. It is technology, whatever. Three, two, well, this one create apps. V3. Okay. Um, hmm. Good. Good. So what we do is that. Then good. All right. So we have so much so good what we want, and almost there. I can go just quickly to the footer and make sure that the footer is footing by saying that we have the copyright for whatever we have in here. And this copyright is 2023 or one. All right. So Guan Inc. is ready to go. We have a website which has been designed very well, but now they want you to make it look so much good. This is so good, but it needs to look so much good. Good. By doing that, then you say, okay, let's go to the CSS. Let's go to the CSS. And we created already the mid, whatever, that, and you say, okay, I'll start with the header. I'll start with the main. According to the advice, they say we need to make sure things as they flow. Okay. And the main will say margin. We're going to give it 20 pixels in both areas. And we don't need. I don't know if I remember I saw your website with, but you can do anything. You can have a background. Let's put background for the sake of putting background color. Wow, I love this. So we make it black and the colors we make white. It will look so much. They say font size medium. So we have our starting point, then we go to the header. And we say our header is going to have background. Background color is going to be white. Color is dark. But also font size going to be extra large. Then we have body. Our body will be having, we have a lot of other. Main thing is that. Good. I'm trying to make sure we have the environment to deal with positioning and the display, so that we can be able to see how they look like, because otherwise we have nothing to look at. Good. So, on the body part, we can have everything, everything like padding. Let's bring in padding a little bit, squeeze inside, and give that 10 pixels. I have no reason of doing this, but I'm just doing it because I can do it. And I'll do the border thing. We have been doing the border for a while. And I'll give this border 2 pixels. Already also color will be. As long as that our background is black, I can write it. Good. Footer, which has to be a class, not as a footer, because there is a footer as element and this is as a class. And the footer will be having minimum min height of 200 pixels, just because I can. Yep. And the font size, I'll use so small so that exceptional. Good. So I'll go back here. I will connect these two things to see what exactly I'm doing. Here we go. This is what we have so far. Have this so that I can see the border on the body. I will need to add margin also so that it leave the outside. Good. I don't know if you have a website like this, but yeah. So, I will push a little bit. I'll go back to my body because I want it to look exactly the way I want. I'll say min height is 600 pixels. Good. Okay, so back now to the lesson of today. This was just to prepare where we're going to do our code. The lesson of today, we are talking about display. Display comes with few things, not too many, but we are going to focus with 4. We're going to show things as inline. When we say inline, means that we convert the way the element was shown and it move a little bit on, it create one line. I'm just checking the time. It goes to one line. So if it was showing below the line, when we say show the content inline, that particular block or that particular element remove the new line so that it allows any other thing to come next to it going forward. So there's inline, but also there is inline block, and there is block, and there's none. When we say display none, as it sound, it means that don't show this particular element. Actually, we need that class here, and we can use this class anywhere we want. Display none. Okay, going back here, we see now we have the header. We need to change. If you see the ordered or unordered list, we can affect the way the content are shown by specifying display and a specific way when I wanted to show. So we can say display inline, which means will affect the way the content are being shown. Instead of going line by line, they'll be pressed in one line. Let me show you that. So how are we going to do that? First of all, we need to remember that the element that we are going to affect with display has to be the exact element we want it has a certain behavior that we want to affect. In this case, if we want to affect this element of the ordered list, we are not talking about ordered list as ordered list, but we are talking about lists. specifically. So that by saying that, we mean that we can target lists and give it behavior of display, and we can say inline, and it will do exactly that. All right, and they don't confuse. If you see this text, they didn't change the color to brackets because they are not simple text, they are links. So we need to be able to specify that this text as a link, they need to have this particular color. This is another lesson for another day. But normally for text that are the hyperlink, or they can't be affected by simple color display attribute. Yeah, good. So we have changed from home, which was a list, to home that is that. But now, if you have observed, we have affected every place. Mm, what we do has been affected, but also how to find us has been affected. So now we go back to relative selector, which we learned that is when you affect a certain element because of its relationship to another element. And that's what we're supposed to do here. We're supposed to, I will be happy to move this below header because I will affect it. By moving it there, we don't affect anything, but I have to start with header here. Dot header, and I put space. The moment I put space, I mean that any list within the header has to be affected by displaying things inline. All right. Mm-hmm. 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 Any lists within the header should behave this way, not every list. So now you can see other lists are going to do exactly what they can do, but within the header, they have changed to that particular way. All right. But also, if I say, if you see now, yeah, I will remove this. I mean head. Okay? You can keep it. Okay, 200. We see some other tags. I'm still using the same tag so that we don't learn ahead of us. Good, good, good. All right. As so far, we have managed to use display and put things in line, and specifically focusing on the header. But also, I can come here and I say, okay, I think so far we're no longer teaching the, we're no longer teaching how to code to a lot of other people. So I can specify that class to affect specifically part of of the hmm, the element uh, within the tab. So I can say class none. All right, I think I have an interesting thing, which is display none, and yep, good. Yep. So I have my teaching how to code to be none, and I can't see it anymore. And look at what they did. Even though the teaching was number 2, but because it's not going to be shown, HTML has realized that and they say, okay, we're going to go to number two, which is transaction for cryptocurrency. But if I cut this and I return it, I'll be having my teaching how to code still there. So this is another way you can make sure that this particular part or this particular thing is not going to show to the end user at the end of the day. What time is it? 20. Mhm. That's one of the key. But also, so with this, because I think it's taking a long of time and I can't cover the position, which means I will cover to part two of this. Uh, with this means that we can be able to display according to what we want. What if I want to, I have something that I want to make sure that it create a new line regardless of how it is. Sometimes it doesn't make sense because you have already that, but I will show you inline because inline is the one that makes more sense when you want anyone. Right, so display nine because there are a lot of other things you can do without. Or already. Hmm. For example, let's say I want to make some div here. I want to make a list of div here. Of div inside of this div we have one, div two, div three. Okay, and I'll give them the mean height into. So if I light anything inside here, let's say open a business, you can see how it looks like. But what if I say the class of this has to be column? Yeah. Now they have been brought together as one in one line, while before they were separated by each one on its own line.